Yeah, I wanted to ask whether you've heard a certain argument. It's Luke 6:46 where you have Kyrie,
Yes.
Kyrie used.
Why do you call me Lord, Lord? Yeah, you
Yeah.
mean the 10,000 sessions that I did, that Kiri Kiri is the Greek way of rendering Adonai Yahuwah?
Oh, I've never heard you say it, that's why.
Because you don't follow me, man. You're fake.
Okay.
You know you're fake, right? I mean, I love you. Don't be upset. You can be real. You mean the sessions I just did on proving Jesus is Yahweh in response to Sijawati, where I went into Kiri Kiri being the Greek rendering of Adonai Yahuwah or Yahuwah Adonai, let alone the other sessions, or all these articles. Here, let me show you. I just go on the plain list right here.
Hmm. Oh no,
So
I watched some of that. I saw where you was talking about East
some of
Kyrios.
that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
East Kyrios, First Corinthians 8:6, I know.
So that means you should have known I've used this argument already, right?
So what is the typical response?
What
Is
is it?
basically
They
what?
can't say anything. There is no response. But once a person's made up their mind, once a person's made up their mind, no amount of evidence will be good enough, right? It's, have you heard the saying? Don't confuse me with the facts. My mind is made up already.
Yeah.
Now,
No, I have.
you see, I just showed you the playlist, right? Isn't it ironic? The very session I did, I'm wearing the same shirt and I'm sitting in the same location. I
Yeah.
see it right there. Is Yahweh the playlist and the articles where I talk about kiri kiri, right? Because it's in the vocative, it's direct address, kiri kiri.
Yes.
That it's the Greek rendering of Adonai Yahuwah or Yahuwah Adonai. Here are the links to the articles right here. And if I just go to my blog, kiri I do kiri kiri stuck for Allah, Luke 6:46. Guess what comes out? Christ, the God of the seas and the winds. Get stuck for Allah, mister. There it is. Kiri kiri. Oh man, why are you talking like this, man? Kiri kiri. I'll be doing it right here. That's just one. Here's the other one. Man, why are you like this, man? Right here. Jesus, the one and only Yahweh. Do I do that here? Oh man, there it goes. Oh Lord Yahweh, the Greek rendering is despota kiri, but let's look at kiri kiri. Man, why are you like this? Are you like this, man? Why you speak like this here? Kiri kiri. Kiri kiri. And then in the Old Testament, when they rendered the words Adonai Yahuwah or Yahuwah Adonai or Adonai Yahuwah Sevaot, how do they render it? Kiri
Yeah.
kiri.
Double vocative, yeah.
Yeah, all right. So what's up, mister? Anything else?
Yeah, I was just going to ask what the typical response is to that because I haven't heard one ever.
All they're going to tell you, no, it doesn't mean that. That's it. They have no response, brother. What I'm saying is, if you made up your mind, nothing will be good enough as evidence. So, is the Bible overwhelmingly Trinitarian?
Of course.
Absolutely. Does the sound exegesis interpretation of the Bible inevitably lead to the conclusion that the true God is triune? Absolutely. That Jesus is God in the flesh? Absolutely. So then why do we have divisions? Because it's not about facts. You have Satan, you have demons, and you have stubborn, stiff-necked hearts who don't want to accept God as he is, that will explain away the facts. Right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, definitely.
So that's what it is. But the case for the Trinity is massively overwhelming, and it's not an exaggeration. It's the evidence is so overwhelming that a blind man can read the Bible and see the Trinity.
No, definitely, of course.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what it is. But they're not going to accept it. But any other questions related to this, brother?
Um, can I ask a question regarding it was a Jewish objection I've heard.
What?
Um, it's not necessarily to do with the Godhead, but it's to do with circumcision.
What they say?
Ezekiel 44:9.
What about it?
Yeah, where it says, let me just get the verse up. It
Yeah, I
says,
know about circumcision. But what are they trying to prove from it?
so it talks about God's sanctuary, and it says, no stranger uncircumcised in the heart nor uncircumcised in the flesh shall enter into my sanctuary. So I understand the heart part because I know what Paul does in the New Testament,
Yep.
but I don't understand the flesh part.
Yep. What's there not to understand? In the context of the Old Testament, could you be a Gentile, live in the Commonwealth of Israel, and not observe the same law?
Oh no, of course, yes.
And so was the law given to Moses initially to Abraham. If you go to Genesis 17 and you read Genesis 17, 9, all the way to 14, that even the stranger, the Gentile who sojourns in the land,
hmm
must get physically circumcised.
Yeah, I'm aware. Yeah.
So when Ezekiel writes this, the law that was enforced was what?
It's the Mosaic law.
So in light of that historical, cultural context,
hmm
had Ezekiel's vision been fulfilled at that time, and you are a Gentile and you're under the Mosaic covenant, you would have to honor God by keeping the same commands without discrimination as a native Israelite, and you'd have to get circumcised. But then I'd ask them and say, when was Ezekiel chapters 40 to 48 fulfilled?
I see.
When was it?
It was fulfilled during his time. Yes.
You might make me throw myself out the window. So you're telling me during Ezekiel's time, the temple as specified by Ezekiel became a reality when the Jews came back from Babylon?
No.
So when was Ezekiel 40 to 48 fulfilled?
It hasn't been.
Exactly. So why are you taking a situation that has not even come to pass and assuming this is binding now?
Yep. Okay.
In fact, Ezekiel 40, 48 also has to do with land distribution. And in Ezekiel 47, 22 to 23, it says, even the Gentile who's not ethnically an Israelite, he must inherit a portion of the land of Israel equally.
I
So
see.
why are you taking a situation that has never come to fruition? It's never been fulfilled. And that's just assuming its future, because the same God who spoke to Ezekiel spoke to Jeremiah, and in Jeremiah 18, verses 1 to 12, he says that God will relent and go back on his promise if certain conditions are not met. So if he says, you Israelites, I'm going to bless you and prosper you, but if you turn from your ways and then continue in your wickedness, then I will relent from the blessing that I promised to give you. So who said Ezekiel 40, 48 is based on an unconditional promise?
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
These are bad arguments. Say, come on, man.
Yeah. It's because I don't think I could find an article where you addressed it.
Yeah,
It was a while back.
that's fine. No, I'm saying these are bad arguments from the Jewish person, not you, whoever it is. But just common sense, brother. You have enough understanding of Scripture to just understand the nature of God, the character of God, and how God acts. God says, I'll do this if you do this. But if you don't do this, I won't do that.
Yeah.
So who said that Ezekiel 40, 48 is an unconditional promise? And even if it is, it hasn't happened. So in the meantime, what do Gentiles do? They follow the law of Messiah.
I see. So in light of that,
Yes.
would you say that this will not happen, or there
I
will?
don't believe. Yeah, I don't believe
Oh,
it'll
okay.
happen.
I see. Okay, that's fine. So you think so what was the passage you applied from Jeremiah? Was it Jeremiah 18?
Jeremiah 18, verses
Yeah.
1 to 12, specifically 7 to 11. It says, here, let me show it to you. Buddy, I don't care about Charles studies Russell. I care about the Trinity. So if you have something about the Trinity related to Russell, let's take that. Because the Jehovah's Witness was supposed to show up and talk about the Trinity. He ran. So I don't know where he is. Here, let me show it to you. Ready?
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, audacity of the Jewish guy telling you, well, hey, oh, so you have the temple in the land right now?
Yeah.
And the land is yours? And have you divided a portion of land to the Gentiles that live among you? No.
I should have asked him for my land.
Huh?
I should have asked him for my land.
Yeah, say this was my land, and land. What are you ethnically, by the way?
I'm Greek. I'm Greek.
Like your pronunciation of Greek is like a native Greek speaker, not Erasmian way. I like that.
Yeah. I tried to read the New Testament in Greek.
Good. And you know how to pronounce it like a native Greek speaker. So you don't say, kuriasmu kai hatheasmu.
Yeah, no, not like James White.
He's not the only one, by the way. That's how they teach you.
Yeah, I know. It's Erasmian. Yeah.
Trust me,
I went to I used to go university for theology.
Damn. You must have been crying in pain hearing them pronounce the Greek, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. The the lady that was teaching Greek, she used to get me to read for her.
All
Yeah.
right. Here's first of all, that same Ezekiel says this, 47, 22, 23. And then I'll show you Jeremiah. And it will be that you shall divide it by lot for an inheritance among yourselves and among the sojourners who sojourn in your midst, who bring forth sons in your midst. And they shall be to you as the native born among the sons of Israel. You're going to
Hmm.
treat them as native Israelites, so they're not ethnically, right?
Yep.
They shall be allotted an inheritance with you among the tribes of Israel. And it will be that in the tribe with which the sojourner, meaning the stranger, the non-Israelite,
Hmm.
sojourns, there you shall give him his inheritance. That shows you the God of the Old Testament is unbiased, impartial, and loves all human races equally, and he doesn't prefer the Jew over the Gentile. And this is their Old Testament,
I see.
right?
Yep.
So they'll say, hey, so do you really want us to be under Ezekiel 47? Yeah. Then why do you not accept a two-state solution and let the Palestinians live there?
Yeah, that's actually a good
Right? I
argument.
mean, according to this, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Don't attack me, guys. I'm not being anti-Jewish or pro-Hamas. God destroyed terrorism and erased Muhammad's name and saved Muslims. But if they're going to quote this, say, but it says, the Gentiles who live in your midst, who are not ethnically Israelites, you love them and treat them as native born. Right?
Yeah.
Now, the promise, Jeremiah 18, 5-12, 7-11. I like 7-Eleven coffee, even though I got Starbucks. Then the word of Yahweh came. Then the word of Yahweh came to me saying, can I not, O house of Israel? Now, the imagery, if you read verse 1 of 4, God sends Jeremiah to the potter's house, and he sees a potter taking clay, and it spoils in his hand. Let me just give you the context, dude. I was trying to cut time. I was trying to, make it
My
short.
bad, Sam. My
No,
bad.
it's all right. I mean, the Joe Witness didn't show up, so anyway, let's do this. As the Spirit leads me, his will be done, as he gives me the health and holiness. Here it is. The word which came to Jeremiah from Yahweh, saying, arise and go down to the potter's house. The potter is a picture of God.
Hmm.
And there I will make you hear my words. Then I went down to the potter's house, and behold, he was making something on the wheel. But the vessel that he was making of clay was ruined in the hand of the potter. So he turned around and made it into another vessel, according to what was right in the eyes of the potter to make. Now, let me ask you a question so you can understand what he's saying here. When the potter took the clay,
Hmm.
was he trying to spoil it?
No.
His purpose was to make something beautiful, right?
Yes.
But it's spoiled in his hand, right?
Hmm.
So what is God saying? He's saying, I'm the potter, Israel, you're the clay. I want to fashion and make something beautiful out of you. But
Yeah.
you keep spoiling in my hands. Why?
Because
Why
of
do they keep spoiling?
disobedience.
Aha! Now you got the point, right?
Yep.
So number one, this is not Calvinism. Calvinism is a lie from the pit of hell. This is God working with human agents and their choices. So what God is telling you, you as human creature, if you let me, I'm going to fashion you and make you something beautiful. But if you resist me, you're going to spoil in my hands. You understand
Yep.
the imagery?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, now look what he says. Then the word of Yahweh came to me saying, can I not, O house of Israel, deal with you as this potter does? Why? Because the context of Jeremiah and Ezekiel and Daniel, God is now fed up and disgusted with Israel, specifically Judah, the southern kingdom. When Jeremiah is writing, the northern kingdom is gone. It's the southern kingdom, Judah and Jerusalem. So what is he saying to them? Because of your wickedness, immorality, idolatry, and blasphemy, you have spoiled in my hand. But it's not over for you. Just like when a potter is fashioning something from clay and it spoils, he doesn't throw it out. He picks up the spoiled batch and refashions it.
Yes.
You understand the imagery?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So he's saying, can I not then take you who happen to be spoiled and still fashion something beautiful out of you? If you trust me, look what he says.
Yes.
Behold, like the clay in the potter's hand, so are you in my hand, O house of Israel. At one moment, here's the condition. I might speak concerning a nation or concerning a kingdom to uproot, to tear down, or to make it perish. I may say, hey, Babylonians, I'm going to wipe them out because they're wickedness. But now watch. But if that nation against which I have spoken turns from its evil, I will repent concerning the calamity I plan to do against it. See, right here, he tells you.
Yeah.
Sometimes my threats or my promises are not final. They're not fixed.
Yeah. Okay.
Depend on how you respond. I may go through with it or not. Now watch the other flip side of the coin. Or at another moment, I might speak concerning a nation or concerning a kingdom that to build it up. I want to make it glorious. Plant it. I want to make it prosperous. But if it does evil in my sight by not listening to my voice, then I will relent concerning the good, which I promise to do good to it. So who told you that Ezekiel 40:48 is unconditional?
Yeah. Yeah. No, very good point.
So let me finish it though. So now then, speak to the men of Judah against the inhabitants of Jerusalem, saying, thus says Yahweh, behold, I am forming calamity against you. So I've already determined to punish you for your sin and devising a plan against you. Oh, turn back. So look, conditional. Even though I've said I'm going to punish you, you turn back, I won't punish you. Each of you from his evil way, do good in your ways and your deeds. But now God knows their reaction. But they will say it's hopeless. It's too late already. It's over with. There's no hope for us. What do you mean there's no hope for us? I'm telling you there is. For we're going to follow our plans anyway. It doesn't matter. And each of us will act according to the stubbornness of his evil heart. That's the answer, right?
Yep.
Right? So there you go.
Yeah, no, that was nice and simple.
So there you go. Or are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, yeah. Perfect.
All
Thank
right.
you, Sam.
God bless you, brother.
God bless you too.